Hello, and welcome to our ship.
Our Rampion Class 11.3 cargo ship. To be exact, we're in America right now. It's an American ship.
Isn't it the American Union? Sure. We're on our way to the Commonwealth. Today's book is Scarlet
by Marissa Meyer.
And it's book 2 in the Lunar Chronicles. So, the back reads...
Oh, wait. Tap the card for Cinder review.
Are we cringing yet?
Now, on to the back. Cinder, the cyborg mechanic, returns in the second thrilling installment of the best-selling Lunar Chronicles. She is trying to break out of prison. Even though if she succeeds, she'll be the Commonwealth's most wanted fugitive. Halfway around the world, Scarlet Benoit's grandmother is missing. When Scarlet encounters Wolf, a street fighter who may have information about her grandmother's whereabouts, she is loath to trust this stranger, but is inexplicably drawn to him and who to her. As Scarlet and Wolf unravel one mystery, they encounter another when they meet Cinder. Now, all of them must stay one step ahead of the vicious Lunar Queen Levana, who will do anything for the handsome Prince Sky to become her husband, her king, her emperor. Oh, her prisoner.
Well, he's supposed to be the emperor. He is the emperor, so I don't know why they put Prince on there.
Her prisoner.
You fucking idiot! Colossal dumbass! Colossal moron!
Where do we start?
I can think of one place. How about
The characters.
Specifically, Scarlet and Wolf.
Oh my god! So
They need to calm down.
Okay, so as we all know, all of the books in this series are retellings of previous stories. So we have Cinder, which is Cinderella.
Scarlet, which is Red Riding Hood.
Scarlet. She's really impulsive and hard-headed and needs to learn how to think twice.
Needs to learn how to think at all.
When she meets Wolf, who is a random complete stranger who shows up in her backyard.
No, that's not the first time they meet. The first time they meet is in the bar thing, the restaurant. And she's like, oh, handsome, mysterious stranger. Don't mind if I do. You know, that's completely normal.
And then she gives him a tomato.
We can all see some eye candy and be like, oh, who's this mysterious stranger? But after that, she reasonably, is like, why are you on my property? Did you steal my grandmother? And he's like, no.
No, I don't have your grandma. Except he doesn't.
He doesn't.
He's the alpha.
The gang that he says he's not a part of, but wanted to leave, but couldn't because it's a very complex, I feel like is the word.
But the fact is, he omitted the truth to her, and he didn't know where her grandma was.
He did, but then again, if
he tried to help her though. He did. He did be doing that.
He did, but he did. What? I don't think his lying was that bad because he was just trying to help her, and if he told the way that, like you said, she's very hard-headed, and the way that she is, she would have not taken his help and would have probably tried to, I don't know, do something, and then she would have gotten into a lot of trouble. And so I think it played out the best way that it probably could have. Spoilers, the grandma died, but in this climate.
You know what? That's not the bad part. The bad part is that this book took place over the course of 3 days max.
Day 1, they meet at the restaurant. Day 2, he shows up at her house.
And then that day, she grabs her thing and they leave on a train for Paris.
And then they get off the train and then they trek through the woods. And then on day 3 is when everything ends.
But on day 2,
on day 2, on the second train, they're making out on a train after she threatened to shoot him, and then she actually did shoot him.
She shot him, and then they made out.
And then they made out on the train, and she was like, "Oh my God, he's cuddling me. I'm so starved. Oh my God,
What are you doing?
I thought that Cinder and Kai
were
insta-love. Boy, we're the bar.
Cinder was like,
bars
wow,
low.
I do be liking him though. I'm gonna go to that ball. And then she was like, you know what? I need to get my priorities straight.
She learned from her mistakes. She got her priorities in order.
And
now
then
that
she and Thorn got the out.
Now that Cinder and Scarlet are in the same place, Scarlet needs to talk to Cinder about, the boys, because she does not get it. She needs help, major help.
You might be a little confused, saying, what do you mean alpha? What do you mean wolf? Well, spoiler alert, Wolf is a genetically engineered soldier. They like force him to have like wolf primal instincts and wolf teeth.
And the reason that he was able to not kill her was because his wolf lust to protect her, because he loves her, after this many days was so strong. So,
you know, I'm not saying just why, you know, whatever happened to dating?
Taking it slow, you know, getting to know somebody before you're just like, my love, you know?
Back to the characters. There's one more character that was a main character, which was
Captain Thorne.
So, Thorne.
He was a cadet for the American Union.
If that's what it's called, we might be wrong.
I'm pretty sure it's the American Union. And
he stole a ship.
He did.
Now he's in the Commonwealth for prison.
Can't steal our ship though. Captain Thorne, if that even is your real name, which it's not because it's Cadet Thorne, even though that's a trope that I love, inflating her own title for, you know, to seem cool or whatever.
He cute though, the way they describe him.
Oh.
Cinder was like,
Cinder was like, I have some work to do, buddy. I need to keep it professional. Thank you.
And then he opened up her neck hatch.
And she was like, you did that. But you did it to save us. And she was like, fine, I guess I'll forgive
And when
you.
Iko looked him up, she was like,
ooh, you be looking cute though.
But Iko just thinks everybody's cute.
That's
Iko's just a thirsty little android, and we love her, but it's fine. We do have a theory that Rapunzel
is gonna
end up with
Thorne and her are gonna have like a love arc. In the original telling of Rapunzel, or at least the Disney one that
in the Disney
we
Rapunzel,
saw growing up,
he seems like
he's a fugitive that's running
up.
away.
It came out in 2010.
Okay, were you not growing up? How old are you? Like 7, 8?
I don't know.
Yeah, child, you were growing up.
That was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I just had a bit of a crisis.
In the telling that we saw when we were younger, the original love interest for Rapunzel is a prince. No, he's not a prince.
He's not a prince. He's not a prince. He is
he's
Flynn
he's
Rider.
a thief. Yeah, there we
or
go.
Or Eugene, whatever you want to call him.
He's a little thief, sneaky, running away, and
Thorne emanates that energy.
Yeah, and they were both fugitives from the government. Or
yeah. The story itself took a long time to start. Cinder, it took her a long time to get out of the prison. Understandably, but Scarlet's whole thing took a while to start also, because she was like, maybe I'll go over here, maybe I'll go over there,
maybe I'll throw some tomatoes at Wolf,
and then like fall in love with him in like 2 days, even though what? Anyways, we're not going back to that.
It did take a while. I think it's because of the information that had to be like given in order for us to like understand what the heck was going on.
Yeah, but it was still such like a slow like reveal. Like I wasn't fully like I wasn't pulled in until like the last quarter was when they like things started to pick up, and I was like, okay, cool.
It took a long time, but it wasn't necessarily bad. It wasn't like other ones that we reviewed that like the whole book has been like reading it in like 2 days because of how much fast the pace is. But
I've definitely read books that were like bad, whereas this one was just slow.
Yeah.
In the first book in Cinder, I thought that the middle was kind of sagging a bit, and I felt the whole like first 3/4 of this book was sagging.
But it's okay, because hopefully it'll pick up a lot in Crest.
Hopefully.
So, in conclusion, the rating I would give this book is 3.5 out of 5.
And I would give this book a 3 out of 5 stars.
Now, you may be asking, well, you said it was a solid book. But like the relationship between Scarlet and Wolf was like a little too quick for me.
It was a big B plot, so it was kind of like in your face. And like we said, the first 3/4 of the book were
kind of slow,
kind of saggy like the grandma. And unlike the grandma, they were very present.
In all seriousness, though, it wasn't a bad book. I would recommend it, and I definitely think that the series is going to get a little bit better. I think they just had to, like, this book was kind of like a mini info dump, and that's okay sometimes, as long as the following books keep getting better, which we'll see.
Perhaps this is just middle book syndrome. And anyways, our next book that we will be reviewing is...
So stay tuned for that.
See you next time.
Bye. Scarlet, she's extremely imagine talking. He stole that Rampion, and
He
is
did.
the
But
captain
he didn't
of it.
steal it from us.